Every week, the Payne family cuts straight to the real financial story.
The one question, Bob, everyone's asking is, are we in an artificial intelligence bubble? You've been through boom and bust. What do you think?
No hype, no myths. Just what actually matters to your money.
Does feel very similar to what we experienced in the 90s. Where are we, though? Are we in 1995, 1997, 1999?
Listen to the Pain Points of Wealth on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Sunday morning. So many things are going on in our country. Where do we begin? With us today is Congressman Mike Lawler, and one of the smartest guys I know in the overall scope of things. Congressman, what the heck is going on in our country? We have problems. We had problems with the borders, which President Trump has solved just about. We had problems with fraud, where Elon Musk says anywhere from $350 to $700 billion a year. I mean, we have so many problems. I am surprised our country has survived. Where do you want to start?
Well, there's no question. President Trump came into office inheriting a lot of significant challenges within the bureaucracy, within obviously the migrant crisis overwhelming our borders and our municipalities. And we've spent the better part of the last year really trying to tackle all of these issues. As you point out, the border is effectively secure. We've had 8+ straight months of, net zero illegal immigrants crossing into our border. We are going through the process of deporting criminal aliens, those who have overstayed, court orders, ordering them to deport, et cetera. And then, of course, obviously from the standpoint of the federal government, we have been working to rein in the size and the scope. As the Treasury Secretary, Scott Bessent, pointed out, and Elon Musk, I think, amplified, you're talking about anywhere from 5 to 10% of federal spending, being tied to fraud, being tied to programs in which, the federal government and the state governments that are managing many of these programs are not doing an effective job of administering them and making sure that taxpayer money is not being abused. And you see it in Minnesota, with the Somali daycare fraud scandal. You see it in New York. Tom DiNapoli put out a report, the Democratic Comptroller of New York, saying that New York State spent $1.2 billion on non-New York State residents' Medicaid premiums. That's insane. And so you have to look at how do we tackle this in a serious and substantive way to reduce the overall cost of living, to rein in the size and scope of the federal government, and make sure that these programs that are intended to support the most vulnerable are in fact doing what they're intended to do and not being abused by people seeking to take advantage of it.
Now, we have problems have arisen in Minnesota. People are saying that it's only a tip of the ice bucket between a lot of the blue states. It seems to be there's more problems in blue states than there are in red states. And I've spoke to some of my friends that have been Democrats all their lives, and they said to me, well, we have to take care of the migrants. Well, I guess one of the reasons they brought the migrants in, Mike Lawler, is because they didn't want to go under the scope on what do you call it? Census. In other words, if you have too low of a census, you lose congressional seats. So it doesn't matter if you're it doesn't matter if you're an American citizen or if you're a migrant or if you're a blue card, a green card holder. They count you even if you're dead.
Well, there's, for the purpose of the census, they obviously have been counting, every individual that's here, regardless of their citizenship status or whether or not they're a lawful immigrant legally allowed to be here. And from my vantage point, one of the things that needs to change when it comes to reapportionment is that those who are not citizens or lawful permanent residents or here legally should not be counted for the purpose of reapportionment. And many of my Democratic colleagues have said quietly and publicly that part of the reason why they support the sanctuary policies of their states in New York and California and elsewhere is because it counts towards the census for the purpose of reapportionment. And so they get more congressional seats, more representation, more electoral votes in the presidential election. And so from that standpoint, that should not be. That is not what the purpose of the census was, and certainly not to incorporate people who have no lawful reason to be here. And that's something that should change.
People have been asking why sanctuary states. Well, I think you just gave them the answer. The more people they have, regardless of race, creed, or color, or regardless of status, citizen, green card holder, or migrant, they count towards the census, which I think.
And they also get more money.
I think it's
wrong.
wrong.
More money towards these programs.
I think it's wrong. And the other statistic I heard the other day, maybe you could comment on it. Massachusetts, which they're trying to take Nicole Mayotakis' seat away in New York City, and the only congressperson in New York City in the 5 boroughs. Massachusetts, there's 39% of Massachusetts is Republican, and they don't even have one, not even one Republican. Well, how do we straighten all this out?
Well, this has been the issue with gerrymandering, and Democrats have been doing this for years in these states. Illinois has 17 seats. Only 3 are Republicans, despite Republicans routinely getting over 40% of the vote in statewide elections. Obviously, New York, the reason we got a fair map is because we went to court. Otherwise, Democrats would have gerrymandered Republicans into oblivion. They tried to gerrymander us down to 3 congressional seats in New York out of 26. So it would have been 23-3. The situation with Nicole is just absurd. They're sitting here in federal court claiming, or in state court claiming, that they need, a new map for the 11th district because Hispanic voters are disenfranchised. Meanwhile, Nicole is Cuban. She, in addition to being Greek, she's Cuban. And the fact is that it's not about
two minorities
underrepresenting the Latino community. It's about the fact that she's a Republican and not a Democrat. That's what this is all about.
Mike Lawler, we're out of time. I want to thank you for coming on this Sunday morning, and let's straighten out our country. God bless you. God bless America, and let's keep everything fair and square. Truth. How do we say it on our 6 o'clock hour? Truth, justice, and the American way.
That's it. Thanks for having me, John.
Every week, the Payne family cuts straight to the real financial story.
The one question, Bob, everyone's asking is, are we in an artificial intelligence bubble? You've been through boom and bust. What do you think?
No hype, no myths. Just what actually matters to your money.
Does feel very similar to what we experienced in the 90s. Where are we, though? Are we in 1995, 1997, 1999?
Listen to the Pain Points of Wealth on the Red Apple Podcast Network.